Hello and welcome to this Global Virtual Careers Expo hosted by Avia Solutions Group. My name is Michael Jonga and I'm delighted to be your host today. Now, we're being joined by hundreds of people from around the world and, of course, by our expert speakers panel from airlines and companies across the group. Our event today will be an interactive event where you can ask your questions to the speakers and companies participating. So before we start, I just want to make sure you're all logged into our slido.com event page. Just go to slido.com and use the event code hashtag CareerExpo24, and you can submit your questions at any point during this event. Do make sure to include the name of the company you would like to direct your question to within your question. So we're all set now, and let's meet our speakers panel. Today you will hear from a range of speakers from across the group's companies and airlines, which includes Chapman Freeborn, Avion Express and Avion Express Brazil, as well as FR Technics Wheels and Brakes and FR Technics Canada. All our speakers will give an overview of their companies and share insight into what makes them the perfect place for you to start or continue your career in aviation. Opening our event now with a keynote speech, I'm delighted to welcome and introduce Inga Stanune, the Chief HR Officer of Avia Solutions Group. Today, the group is a global leader in ACMI, MRO, training, ground handling, and passenger and cargo services with a fleet of over 214 aircraft and a global team of over 14,000 professionals. We'll hear more from Inga about the group's focus on people, the focus of today's event, and insight into career opportunities available across the group. So without any further ado, Inga, over to you.
Hello, Michael, and good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to our audience. I'm very pleased to open the third Global Career Expo. So let me start a short introduction about our group. So we are Avia Solutions Group, the largest ACMI provider operating a fleet of 214 aircraft. The four letters ACMI stands for Aircraft, Crew, Maintenance, and Insurance. We do expect to get a 3.1 billion in revenue this year, which is approximately 30% increase in comparison with the previous year. Yes, Europe still remains as a main revenue stream, but we are proud to say that Asia Pacific region is growing really rapidly. We are delighted to share that in addition to our one of the senior countries or the last countries, Indonesia, we are obtaining a new certificates in Philippines, Malaysia, and Thailand. Our MRO business is also continues to develop in Indonesia and in other markets with the addition of a new hangars in Bali and Punta Cana. So, as a group, we have a 14 years history, but the combined experience of our individual companies spans over the 50 years in this industry. Over the last 5 years, we have added to one or two companies to our portfolio each year, and we are continuing doing so. We have a goal at least to double our fleet into a few years from today, and we are planning to achieve this goal through the organic growth or the acquisitions. So today you will meet our teams from logistics segment and the aviation support services. In addition, I want to mention that we offer a pilot and cabin crew training and the full scope of ground handling services as well. Going further, I want to say that we wouldn't achieve such a great result with our superheroes, our people. We have tripled our headcount over the 5 last years, and I'm really honored to say that 73% of our global community, of our all employees, said that they are engaged into the group and company's growth and development. And as well, they are committed to stay within a company for several years at least. As well, I'm honored to mention that over the last 12 months, we had 10 different moves across the group. And this is people who moved not only between the companies, but they moved across the continents. So where I'm driving in that the cultural intelligence has become a key area of knowledge and development. And over 9 years that I spent in this group, I observed and noticed that the five key elements become essential when we meet a new cultures. So the first one is the learn new language, or at least to know a few words, how to start the conversation, how to say hello, thank you, and goodbye. Or at the beginning, how correctly to pronounce the name. The second one is prepare for cultural differences. Read a little bit literature. Where are you going? What are the similarities from your with your culture and the differences from your culture? The third one, be open-minded. Just turn your curiosity and just meet those people with a little wonder instead of judging them. And the last two, be patient and take time off. Nothing happens in one night, nothing happens in a month or two. You might need a year or even some years to adapt yourself to new culture. So basically, this is about our people and this is about potential candidates to know about cultural intelligence. And we do invest a lot here. So, with this in mind, we have developed several programs that fit our group needs at all levels. Starting with the training sessions, we have developed as well a leadership program, the global one, and within a companies. And as well, we do speak about employee awards. The main hour event in December congratulates all our winners from all over the world, and the smaller local events are held more frequently in our subsidiaries locally. And lastly, I want to mention the very significant initiative that unites over 150, I would say now 170 employees around the globe. So it's our Group Ambassadors Initiative. Through this initiative, we want to say and we want to shout out about fascinating world of aviation, and as well, we want to share our company growth and cultural achievements. Does it sound exciting? So, I would like to say that your tomorrow can start today by shaping your career with Avia Solutions Group. So, warm welcome once again to this Global Career Expo, and I wish you a pleasant time with our teams. Michael, over to you.
Well, Inga, thank you very much for your introduction and an overview of the group and its scope of operations and culture. We do have a question here on special request coming in about culture within the group. Now, in your presentation, you highlighted how the group has grown from 5,000 professionals in 2019 to over 14,000 professionals today. Now, the question is, how does the group maintain and improve culture across its global team as it continues to get bigger? Could you answer this one for us?
Yes, sure. Thank you, Michael. So my answer would be that, yeah, we propose and we cultivate more integral culture, which means that we do not imprint or propose, like the cultural elements coming from the holding company or the parental company. Each and every company is very different. The business segments, like we have 17 different business lines in our portfolio, which means they may differ in some details, in some, like small elements that might be essential for them. So we come with a purpose to integrate, but not, like just to absorb or just to propose something coming from the group. And yes, for sure, we do have global processes, and one of them, or some of them, I mentioned already. So it's our engagement survey, which is a global one. It's our training programs where we unite our people across the globe, and this ambassador initiative. But on a local note, so we share our knowledge in between. We share our knowledge that we want to help you grow instead of, like to control or to make you somehow dependable on the group.
Well, Inga, thank you so much for sharing those initiatives and telling us that there's quite an exciting time for the group to develop people's careers and how you nurture talent that enters within the group. Now, air cargo, passenger, cargo, and private jet charters are industries that are synonymous with Chapman Freeborn, an organization who, for over 50 years, has delivered and continues to deliver global air charter solutions for passenger and air cargo movements 24 hours a day and 365 days a year. Today, Chapman Freeborn facilitates a spectrum of air charter operations from air cargo charters for e-commerce, emergency humanitarian aid flights, equine and animal transport, to private jet charters for business aviation clients, all in a timely and cost-effective manner. Joining us now is Gerhard Kotze. He's the Vice President Cargo in the IMEA region, and Ben Elwood, the Training Program Manager. And they will dive into the world of passenger and air cargo charters and share more on Chapman Freeborn's extensive global operations and career opportunities. So, Gerhard, Ben, over to you.
Good afternoon, Michael, and thank you for the introduction and greetings live from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And a warm welcome to our online viewers seeking exciting career opportunities in the aviation sector. I am Gerhard Kutzier, VP for the cargo product IMEA. And when not traveling, I'm based in the head office of IMEA, which is based in Dubai. I look after the cargo charter product across the India, Middle East, and Africa region, one of the 5 exciting regions within the Chapman Freeborn Group. And I'm looking forward to meeting you, hopefully soon, as a colleague within the exciting world of Chapman Freeborn. I hand over to my colleague, Ben.
Thanks, Gerhard. And yes, hello to everybody watching the live stream. I'm Ben, the Training Program Manager for Chapman Freeborn Group, and I look after everything from learning development, commercial sales training, corporate development training, as well as digital and e-learning solutions. We're looking forward to sharing what exciting opportunities could await you at our wonderful group. But before we get started, let's start by looking at a little introduction video.
Sorry about that. I think we might have just made a bit of a boo-boo there. But yeah, so seeing that you guys have seen the exciting intro video of Chapman Freeborn, we wish to take you through the exciting world of Chapman Freeborn and who we are. So Chapman Freeborn has been around for more than 50 years, specializing in the air, passenger and cargo charter market. We have been around for more than 50 years, and in the year of 2023, we exceeded a $1 billion revenue stream. We are supported globally with more than 30 offices and 450 people globally. This is the opportunity to change that number going forward, with looking forward to this Career Expo that you guys might be joining. Let's go ahead and look at our next slide. So, Our group spreads over a large number of product service offerings, ranging from cargo charters, passenger charters, onboard courier solutions, live animal movements, and airline management companies. Dependent on your aviation career path you wish to follow, there is much opportunities to choose from. If it's the entertainment industry, events, or the luxury of travel, then our passenger product is the place to be, supporting customers with niche and tailored solutions, meeting their flight programs or holiday going flights. If you are driven by logistics and supporting customers moving their cargo products, whether it be e commerce cargo or large and outsized cargo, or supporting countries or communities in need with much needed relief items after a natural disaster, then our cargo team will gladly welcome you. Love challenging and exciting time critical situations such as supporting a fashion event showcasing a newly promoted item or helping the automotive industry to keep the production plant running with urgent last minute dedicated solutions. Our onboard courier team will guide and support you to the next level of the career step. If you're an animal enthusiast and you know some customers that needs to move their exotic animals from one zoo to another or their prized horse from one city to another ahead of an event, Intratco is a place to be. We also have our own in-house airline management companies such as Magma Aviation and Arcus Air, always looking for new commercial team members, office support, and operations around the aircraft-driven enthusiasts to join our ever-growing brands. Whichever career route you wish to follow, rest assured, you will be further supported by our colleagues globally as we make our success in numbers. Over to you, colleague.
Thanks, Gerhard. So, for everybody wondering what the culture is like and what it's like to work at our fantastic group, celebrations are a huge part of the culture at Chapman Freeborn Group. Every year, each region celebrates by hosting different activities and recognizing the hard work that people have put in. This year in the UK, we held our summer conference, which was a great way to celebrate the achievements that every part of the business have had, but also a great way to improve communication through teams as well as also each individual employee. Experiences when it comes to working for Chapman Freeborn Group. Some members of staff have had exciting opportunities to travel for work, whether that be to meet clients, to host operations or flights, or even to switch regions. As of right now, we have more than 10 staff members who are working in a different country than where they were when they originally started with us. One of the factors that comes down to working together and being creative is the collaboration. We collaborate across both commercial and corporate sides of the business, constantly looking at employee welfare and opportunities to support charity. One of the things that we've celebrated this month has actually been raising mental health awareness, where we've put together buzz sessions online, webinars, and walking challenges, and even video games for our members of staff to enjoy. Possibly one of the most fantastic aspects of working at Chapman Freeborn Group is the culture. When it comes to working with people across the globe, meaning that you're always exposed to different cultures and background when working on projects and strategies. For example, just in the HR team, we have 7 different nationalities split across our 5 different regions. When it comes to investment and how we invest in our people, speaking from my experience, we do have our own in-house training academy, currently hosting sessions on things such as sales, management and leadership skills, as well as also public speaking and communication. We're also excited to launch a new induction training in the year of 2025, getting people off to that great start. And one of the core benefits when it comes to learning development is that all members of staff will receive LinkedIn Learning from day one. When it comes to career growth, there are multiple stories I could share with you where employees have been able to grow their careers at Chapman Freeborn Group. We have many members of staff who have started in one section of the business and very quickly moved to a different section of the business, enhancing their skills and maybe even traveling across the globe to work in a completely different country. We have many members of staff that have started with us in sales or brokering and very quickly moved on to being team leaders or even into management or senior management. Benefits are localized and reviewed quarterly. This all comes from employee feedback because we feel that what they feel matters the most. This allows everyone to have their say on what they'd like to see, and we're very excited to see what we're going to be launching in 2025. And then lastly, feedback loops are important to us. So every year we run an annual engagement survey, and we're always listening to our employees' feedback on benefits, processes, and much more. Now, like Gerhard said, if you are an aviation nerd like myself and Gerhard, and you're looking for your next career opportunity or career growth, then please reach out to us. On screen, you will see multiple opportunities that are currently available across all of our companies within the group, and we're looking forward to hopefully seeing you in one of our offices very, very soon. If this is something that interests you, I do invite you to please scan the QR code that you currently see on screen, and this will take you to our careers page where you'll be able to see all the opportunities waiting for you. Thank you.
Well, Gerhard, Ben, thank you for your insights into your work with Chapman Freeborn, which has had an impact, on the industry for over 50 years. And obviously, this does spark interest to join the company. So we'll be opening our Q&A session again and taking questions from the audience. Again, 2 members of our audience, just go to slider.com and use the event code #CareerExpo24, and you can submit your questions there. Now, Ben, to start off with you, obviously there are a lot of people who want to know about your approach on training and investment on people, and you did speak about that in your presentation quite in depth. Could you describe more of Chapman Freeborn's approach to employee development and training programs?
Absolutely. So when it comes round to career development and learning opportunities, I feel like there is mandatory training that, of course, comes with learning your responsibilities in a role, but there also should be a room for growth, which means I'm always actively listening to what people want to see from a learning opportunity. That's where courses such as public speaking and communication have come from, is actually the workforce reaching out to say, we'd like to see if we can learn new skills around this subject. And I really believe that everything should go into making people feel like they can come to work as the best versions of themselves.
I think we may have lost Michael just for a moment. Bear with us.
Yes.
Technical difficulty, but apologies to our viewers again. We seem to have had to have a bit of a technical difficulty there, but we're back online. We're just going to transition over, Gerhard, to a question for you, and on the topic of employee success stories, and of course, this topic, you can never not bring it up and not mention one of the blueprints that has been set by Chapman's chairman, and of course, your story as well. Can you share some of the examples of employee success stories or career advancements within your company?
Thank you, Michael. Yes, and indeed an interesting question. And as you have highlighted, one of the most exciting ones is that of our chairman. There is so many to mention, but let me share some examples with you. such as a colleague joining in the South Africa office as a trainee broker, to progressing and relocating to our UK office, now being a senior cargo broker. Another success story is a colleague from the Intratco Live Animals division, who is the regional manager for the European region, having started his career as a database administrator within Chapman Freeborn. And there is loads more exciting ones that I can carry on about. But what I can mention that the success of our people is based on their commitment to developing and growing as individuals, supported by the group to grow and advance our employees to the next level. And I invite anyone to join the Chapman Freeborn A team to experience the exciting world of career success opportunities within the Chapman Group.
Fantastic. And Ben, I want to come to you as well. You mentioned exciting projects that are coming up in 2025. Can you share more about those upcoming projects and initiatives that candidates might find exciting?
Yeah, absolutely. So when it comes around to learning development, we are building, of course, on our induction plan, but there is also going to be various different ways in which people are going to be able to develop themselves, looking into different aspects of e-learning and also opportunities to join longer term programs. So there'll be lots of development opportunities coming in 2025.
Fantastic. Now, one of the values or qualities that people do look into when joining a company, obviously, is culture. And today you do have a global multinational team. And could you just give us insight, Ben, into how Chapman promotes diversity and inclusion in the workplace?
Absolutely. We believe that diversity is a real strong point of ours, having global offices around the world, like, for example, Gerhard being seated and visiting the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia at the moment. But of course, having different backgrounds and different cultures working all together allows us to promote creativity by having people think outside of the box. It allows us to remain agile with what our customers' approach is or our approach to customer service. And it also remains that we're committed to one another to support each other, which I think is a huge factor when it comes to the culture at Chapman Freeborn.
Fantastic. Now, Gerhard, I'm going to come back to you with this one. And, when you look at the different experiences that you can have in aviation, or for example, any aviation enthusiast would be thrilled to jump on a jump seat to any destination. Gerhard, you and I would love to get on a jump seat to South Africa and see the Springboks play, as would Ben, as he's an avid Arsenal fan as well. What are some of those exciting opportunities that new employees can experience or look forward to at Chapman Freeborn?
Michael, yes, good. Yes, definitely. Jump on an aeroplane to go and watch your famous rugby team. Definitely. That is something I definitely will opt for. The opportunities are endless, both in the career that they choose and definitely exciting portion to being a Chapman Freeborn broker. To highlight a few is to travel the world with career success stories, or be it seeing the world of travel and logistics markets through a different set of eyes, and being part of the solution, providing customers with tailored and bespoke options to their needs. Should you intend to join the passenger team, you may just deal with customers in the music and entertainment sector, or even on the sporting event side. And who knows who you might just bump into when attending a flight, to also seeing and experiencing first class travel up and close for exotic animals within the Intratco team, such as lions, tigers, elephants, giraffes, horses, to mention a few. When we speak about cargo, seeing exciting and outsized cargo one would never believe can fit into an aircraft, to finding solutions for customers to prevent line stop situations and keeping the manufacturing fields going, whether it be chartering the world's largest aircraft, the Antonov 124, or supporting a movement by onboard courier for the automotive or fashion industry.
Fantastic. Now, Gerhard, Ben, you've all shared different points on Chapman Freeborn's growth, the culture, and development within the company and its global operations. To just give us a final closing statement here, what makes Chapman Freeborn stand out, and what's your closing statement to that? So, Ben, over to you with this one first.
Well, I truly think we are going through a massive growth period. So to give you an idea, we're actually looking to grow by 100% and actually grow those numbers up to closer to 1,000 employees by the time we get to 2030. And It's an exciting opportunity to to join a growing workforce that has ambition running through its veins, and there are numerous opportunities awaiting for people that reach out to us.
Gerhard, your answer to that one? And Gerhard, your
Well,
answer to that one?
for me, obviously, honestly, the future is green. Join Chapman Freeborn. You know, that's the future in 2030. Everything will be green. From expanding regions within our own network, within growing and establishing new offices, and like Ben has rightfully said, growing our workforce with the 2030 vision. Definitely, it's a place to be. Come and live the excitement within Chapman Freeborn. Passenger charters, cargo charters, the exciting world is endless. Never is one day the same. It's always different, exciting, and the culture within the group is phenomenal.
Fantastic. Well, Gerhard, just to reiterate your words there, the future is green for those who join Chapman Freeborn. Thank you so much for your answers and insight and blueprints into the world of passenger and cargo charter brokers and opportunities people can have once they join your global team. So we'll now hear from one of the group's airlines. Avion Express is the largest passenger ACMI narrow-body carrier globally by number of aircraft, flights, and hours, with a fleet of over 50 A320 and A321 aircraft. The airline has a vast network of bases across Europe and North and South America, while boasting an esteemed list of airline clientele and an impressive expansion record with a target to expand its fleet to 100 aircraft. Our speaker today will be coming in from Avion Express, which has its main headquarters in Europe, and Avion Express Brazil, which's main headquarters is in Brazil, and has plans to start its operations in early 2025. But before we hear from our speakers, here's a short video from Avion Express.
Your morning might start like this, but something inside can feel like this. You can feel appreciated like this. Enjoy the teamwork. Be proud at what you do. We all feel like heroes in aviation. And that light, everyone sees it. Join Avion Express.
Joining us now from Avion Express is Jose Maria, the head of flight operations, and Christina Matakaite Repsheni, she's the head of crew recruitment. And joining us from Avion Express Brazil is Esteban Waregi Lorda, the chief executive officer, as well as Marsha Yoshida, people and culture director. So without any further ado, Jose Maria, over to you.
Hello, Michael. Thank you. Hello, everyone. And the team from Lithuania. It's a pleasure to be here representing the airline and with the team. So let's talk today about Avion Express, what we do, what we are, what we achieve. As you mentioned before, we are the globally largest narrow passenger ACMI charter. We have mainly Airbus 320 by number. At the moment, we have 52, and we are expanding, planning to expand in the future, depending on the market, because it's very important to know now the difficulties to have some airplanes due to some issues with the engines that we are now grounded. So at the moment there is no many units available, but the target is to grow in the next years up to 100 in total. And one of the key facts important to know about the Avion Express, as we mentioned, is leading narrow body ACMI charter operator. We operate on Airbus 320 family aircraft only, which give us the opportunity on maintenance and operations to simplify all the operation itself. So we have two separate AOCs. One is in Lithuania and the other one is in Malta. We do this to share the crews between, and also depending on the countries where we operate, is more beneficial to operate with one or the other. We did during the last years the Lufthansa CARA audit approved, which is an extensive audit which give us the opportunity to operate on behalf of Lufthansa Group, all the airlines. We did it during the last years for Eurowings, but we could do it for any other of the group, which is a big achievement. And together with the JOSA certificate that we have, give us a high standards and safety, of course. We are EASA Part 145, which means that we operate worldwide, as we will see later on. Being EASA Part 145 means that we can create our own line stations for maintenance in every airport in the world. So if we move to an airport for a long time with enough airplanes, we can move our maintenance crew there. So this is also beneficial for the airline and to maintain the EASA standards. We can operate, as is written there in FAA in the United States, we are approved in Canada. And in totally, we are more than 1,700 professionals in the aviation here in the company. We are establishing at the moment, sorry, as our colleagues will talk later, ACMI airline in Brazil, and we are more than 19 years of experience. Actually, next year we will celebrate it, the 20 years in the company. We'll see what the company prepares. I think they will do something at that time. And we are, of course, part of the Avia Solutions Group, which is why we are here and hosting this speech. Our achievements during the last year, especially, as we mentioned, we have more than 50 narrow-body aircraft, planning to expand the fleet during the next years, depending on the market and availability. The first ACMI airline established in Brazil. Also, another achievement was to serve in Mexican market, which at the beginning was, I would say, complicated. It was we are the first one operating there because there were strict regulation avoiding since more than 100 years operators from other countries, even pilots. But we could do it, also establishing our maintenance station, as we mentioned before, Part 145 EASA. And we are the first CSM airline. We have our own A320 simulator. We did it last year. Here in Lithuania is established, so it gives us a lot of flexibility in order to plan our crews properly for the training and to have a better planning and organization in general. As mentioned before, we have more than 52 airplanes divided in Lithuania and in Malta AOC. And our growth during the last year, as we can see in the numbers, after pandemic, I would say during pandemic, we need to shrink the company, but now we grow this year. We plan to have more than 110,000 hours and more than 10 million passengers, which means 3 times population of Lithuania, which is the country which the company initially belongs. It's a big achievement for us, and we are proud of this. And for this, as I mentioned before, we have a big team, more than 1,700 people working together, and they make possible this achievement. Now I will give the floor to my colleague Cristina here next to me. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Jose. So I believe that today quite many crew members are watching this event. Therefore, I would like to highlight our bases that Avion Express has. We mentioned something about the locations, the areas where the office is established, but let's have a look to the map and see where we operated. So in the screen, you can see our current summer bases that we had this summer. So basically, you can see that we are covering mostly the whole Europe. We have a basis in Germany, in UK, Lithuania, Latvia, Turkey. We also had a really big project in Mexico and several bases there. We hope to continue for the future projects, also covering many European countries and maybe even some places in Asia. Being ACMI operator, we cannot confirm that all the time we will be having the same basis for the upcoming few years. So some of the clients, they are permanent clients and we have them for a long time. Others, they can come from time to time, the new ones. Speaking about the clients in the screen, you can see our main business partners that we currently have or we had in the past. So you can see quite many very well-known names and big players in the market, such as Eurowings, EasyJet, Air Baltic, British Airways, TUI. The projects in Turkey are from Pegasus and Sun Express. Viva, currently the biggest one in Mexico, and many more you can see in the screen. But here at Avion, everything is about the people. As you can see, we have over 60 nationalities in the team, not only in the office, but also among the flight crews, cabin crews, engineers. We have almost 600 pilots and 600 cabin crews, also almost 500 people in the office. Right now, I would like to cover some initiatives, what we do from the HR perspective. So, first of all, I guess one of the most important part here at Avion, we have three main values: trust, flexibility, and ownership. And as I mentioned in the previous slide, here everything is about the people. We try to have as many initiatives as possible to connect office people with the flight crews, with the cabin crews, people who are traveling around the world. So basically, people first philosophy, friendly professional environment. And I mentioned the initiatives that we have. So basically, ambassador project that Inga mentioned at the beginning, trying to connect not only people in the office or among the crews, but also among the whole Avia Solutions Group. We have engagement crew organizing fun initiatives and such as social running, social walking, where we invite everyone from the office or even from the crews who are here in Vilnius or in other locations to do something fun together. We do have base visits for the crew members where most of the departments are going to present where what we did during the last year. We have idea board in the office and many more. I could mention the whole day basically. The one more thing that I want to add, that this year in Lithuania we received the HR award as a future organization 2024. So this is it from my side, and Esteban, stage is yours.
All right. Well, we have Esteban joining us now. So, Esteban, over to you again for your presentation.
Hello, thank you everybody. Sorry for that technical thing. We're having rains here in São Paulo, and it just came at a very, very bad time. But yeah, I'm picking up from there. One of those exciting news about Avion Brazil and this global expansion that you were mentioning, Mike. You know, about going to 100 aircraft and getting more presence globally is the establishment of this new AOC in Brazil, which is really important for the future of the group and why we have picked Brazil as this next step of expansion. Basically, it's a very big market already, 100 million passengers last year, one of the busiest passenger markets in the world, which is basically concentrated on three large airlines that we're hoping to partner with and serve with this ACMI product. But also because it's, and one of the key things here is a counter-cyclical market to Europe, which means that as part of our key idea of serving ACMI and bringing extra capacity when it is needed, where it is needed, we can utilize the aircraft in a counter-cyclical way from Europe to South America, and that's one of the key factors why we are developing this AOC. We can also understand that the region, especially the ANAC, the local CAA, they are working very hard on flexibilizing the regulations to allow ACMI. ACMI, this concept of aircraft crew maintenance and insurance, has not been really explored in full in Latin America. So we're really proud to be one of these, or the actually first newcomer into this kind of market into the region. And of course, Brazil also is not only a very big country, but it's very relevant into the region and has a lot of agreements with Chile, Argentina, and some of the other countries, which this base from Brazil will enable us to have regional reach into the whole region. And why and how, what is the roadmap for this? What are we thinking about? Now, we are working hard on our certification of this ALC. We are going to be a certified operator end of this year, early the next. The first aircraft is coming still this month. In the next coming days, we're getting aircraft number one. We're going to finalize our certification. And our plan is to grow up to 5 aircraft for the IATA winter season, summer here in South America in 2025. And then, as you can see there, the plan is to grow steadily and big into up to 30 aircraft in 2030, which means that we're going to be a very established big carrier with plenty of opportunities in Brazil and in South America in general, right? And how to apply to that? I mean, Marcia is going to fill you guys in.
Thank you all. Thank you, Esteban, and thank you, Michael, for the introduction. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this career section. It's a pleasure to be here with you and share exciting opportunities. We hope we are all motivated to certify the company in Brazil, and we hope to offer people who are interested in joining Aviation Express Brazil. You can scan the QR code on your screen and find out more about the opening opportunities we have. And we welcome you to discover a new working model here in Brazil. We will be the first ACMI company to start operating here in the region. So come and join us.
Fantastic. Jose Maria, Christina, Esteban, and Marsha, thank you so much for sharing the story and overview of Avion Express and Avion Express Brazil. The airline is definitely in an exciting period of growth with career opportunities that I'm sure our audience will be keen on exploring. So, again, we'll be taking questions from our audience. Again, to members of our audience, just go to slido.com and use the event code #CareerExpo24. So for our first question here, and Esteban, I'm going to pass this on over to you. Obviously, it's an exciting time, and in your presentation, you mentioned that you've got an aggressive growth plan. You're building something new. There's an entrepreneurial spirit within the company, and you're in one of the busiest passenger markets in the world. What are some of the biggest challenges that come with such an expansion? And obviously, you've got a very multicultural team as well. So what are some of those challenges?
That's a very good question, Mike. Thank you for that, and thank you the audience for bringing that topic up. As we said, ACMI is not really has not really been developed here, so the challenges are mostly about educating the market and having people that is enthusiastic about how this is a good solution to provide extra capacity into the market, so we can have that conversation with everybody and find ways to move around certain things. I mean, the ACMI operation per se is very flexible, but and we are starting something new, but on the shoulders of Avion Express from Europe with its own legacy of ACMI, which will mean that for sure we are looking at something new. This very strange opportunity of building something new with a very solid background from Europe, and that's it. As I would say, the main challenges are talking about it, finding ways to make it work, doing something new, working with regulations, and the whole challenge of setting up a whole new airline, which is of course nothing to be sneezed about, right? So those are the big things. I mean, nothing that you cannot overcome with a smile and some enthusiasm, I would say.
Yeah, fantastic. Yes, and you're absolutely right about that. Now, Marsha, onto you with this one. Obviously, you deal with the recruitment market in Brazil very closely, and you're looking to be attracting talent alongside your growth plan as well. What do people value most today when either changing jobs or looking for a new workplace? Can you give us insight into that?
Yes, Michael, sure. Thank you for the question. Is a great opportunity to also attach it what we plan concerning hiring people to one of our values. As Christina's mentioned, we have three main values in the corporate Avion Express, and trust, flexibility, and ownership. So currently we have 5 generations working in the job market, and this is fantastic. to be honest, it's the first time that we face such a situation because it brings us a diversity, inclusion, and challenges because in a certain way it forces us to rethink how we are used to work and how the new tools like IAF, for example, and the new behaviors which is coming jointly with these young professionals, which is anger to start their career into the job market. So this is something which challenges as HR professionals because we also have to reinvent the way we were used to, and we welcome in Avion Express those diversity, those provocative ideas, how we do not do things in a different way, more smart, more efficiently, and more flexible in a certain way. Thank you for the question.
Fantastic. Thank you very, very much for that, Marsh. And of course, to reiterate your words, challenges do invite innovation and provocative ideas. So for any of you looking to join, you'll have that atmosphere. Christina, on to you. And today, Avion Express has a global operation. In your presentation, you've highlighted the culture within the company. A lot of people are always interested to know how can they progress their careers and what advancements options are available for them. Could you share more about that, the career progression, maybe upgrades as well available for flight crews, as well as admin and office staff? Christina, to you with this one.
Thank you, Michael. I believe nowadays this is really important topic in the recruitment market in general, not only in aviation. But speaking about the career opportunities, so first of all, I would like to start with the progression for the pilots for the flight crews. So basically, we do have captain upgrade program active at Avion Express, and I would say that pilots can become captains quite quickly if they have qualifications, if they have enough experience, enough flight hours. It's enough to have two successful OPCs to be eligible and start the captain upgrade program. So first of all, about the pilots and captain upgrades. What else we have in the company? We have internal cadet program. What does it mean? It means that we are supporting people from the office or from the cabin crews to apply for internal cadet program, and we will sponsor the trainings and the journey to become a pilot. In the office, of course, we also have many upgrades. We don't even count it right now, but only from my team, I could have many examples, not only promoting people from the junior positions to the senior positions, but also moving to the different departments. So basically at Avion, we are always thinking and speaking about career progression for all the team members.
Fantastic. And Christina, still on the topic of career progression, mostly for crews here. Obviously, there are members of our audience today who are crew members, and crews are always, they always want to know what are the travel and accommodation arrangements and assignments that they can have for crews as they're traveling. So, Christina, could you share some insight into this one for us?
I believe this question is the most common among all our events and the meetings we are having with the crew members, especially as we are ACMI operator. And as I mentioned before, we can have different bases all the time. And for the crew members, it's not sure if they will be in one place this month and in another place the next month, but they will not have to take care of it. We will provide tickets and we will provide accommodation. Usually 4 stars hotels. So they just need to check the email and go for the flight.
Fantastic. Now, Jose Maria, you've been waiting on the sideline, so I'm going to pass on this next question to you. Now, of course, a lot of firsts in Avion. First ACMI airline with a dedicated simulator, first airline with over 50 passenger dedicated aircraft fleet, and the first ACMI airline in Mexico as well. This is very exciting. What are the plans for Avion Express's expansion in the next few years? Could you share insight into that for us?
Yeah, thank you, Michael, for the question. This is a good question, and we would like to have the precise answer because the target for the company it is to have 100 airplanes as soon as possible. But it depends, of course, on the market and the availability of the units. As we mentioned it, there is lack of airplanes at the moment, lack of engines and lack of of airplanes. So it depends. We are trying to grow as much as possible, and at the same time, we are prepared for it internally. Our department for leasing looking for the units, and we expect to have as soon as possible 100 airplanes, and of course we grow a lot. This gives me the opportunity also to mention, as my colleague Christina was mentioning, that there's an airline opportunities in the way that we will need the people. We are preparing, we are ahead. We can say that we have a surplus even of crew members because we are prepared. So on the progression here, you can arrive in a position as a first officer or cadet, but the plan expansion plan is so huge that you can achieve positions or progress in the company in different departments. So this, I think, is a great opportunity for everyone to apply for us.
Fantastic. Now, this next question here, obviously, seasonality is a very core part of Avion Express's business plan. So I'm going to pass this question on to both Jose Maria and to Esteban as well. Maybe Esteban, we can start with you. How does Avion Express Brazil, obviously, once operations are started, how do you manage worldwide operations and seasonality as well? Could you share insight into that for us, Esteban?
For sure, yeah, and as we were mentioning, the Brazilian expansion is a key part of making use of that market cyclical nature, and as I was saying, deploying capacity whenever and wherever is needed. So that part of the challenges of a global ACMI operator as Avion Express is exactly that: is making sure that we are positioning assets, aircraft, crews when we need, right? So how do we handle that? Well, I mean, tackling on the challenges of different jurisdictions, of different parts of the world. Of Jose Maria was mentioning very very well about the IOSA certification. How we have to fly to different places. There is a lot of let's say back office work or or work that our teams do to enable that. And that's one of the key challenges that we're tackling here in Brazil. How can we better absorb extra capacity from Europe into Brazil, and that's part of that big plan. So how do we tackle that? Well, I mean, looking at it and finding a solution, to be honest, but that's a key part of us is basically moving aircraft around the seasons, right? I don't know, Jose Maria, if you agree or how do you feel about it, right?
Totally agree, Esteban. I cannot explain better. Actually, just to add a little, is only on flexibility, right? This is what we offer when they need capacity. We offer flexibility worldwide, which means also flexibility on regulations, because even though we operate under EASA, or in Esteban case, Brazilian, when we move over other places, we need to comply with their regulation, and we need to modify the units, we need to modify the procedures, and this is something that we need to do as soon as possible, and being able to adjust our operation to all the work from Brazil to Europe, and hopefully during this winter as well to Asia. So this is what make us a good selection: the capacity of and flexibility.
Fantastic. And maybe just to give us a closing statement here, and this is a question to all members of the panel. What makes Avion Express the employer of choice for members of the audience who are watching or anyone else who wants to join the company? Esteban, let's start off with you. What's your closing statement on that?
What makes us different is that same flexibility that we were talking, being able to work in different jurisdictions with different people, all these different nationalities. Even in this panel, we have 4 people from different nationalities for you to see. I think that's one of those key differentiators. You want to learn, you want to interact with people with different ideas, with different outlooks, different regions, with the challenge of being flexible. And even if you're trying to fly in one region, then having the challenge or the ability or the opportunity to work in some other jurisdiction to fly. All that, I mean, for me, that's the key differentiator. You can be part of an airline, but you cannot be part of an airline such as Avion Express with all this exciting and enthusiasm and problem solving ideas and bubbling around. So for me, that's actually the key thing that we can offer everybody to be part of our team or while being part of our team.
And Marsha, what is your take on that, your insight into that?
I agree with Steban 100% because, for example, if you work for a Brazilian airline, currently we have three big players in the national market. And of course, you are within the aviation segment and you can travel around the country and maybe have international flights as well. With Avion Brazil, what we are offering, and we are now in the last phase of our certification, so still in process of negotiating with the unions and preparing contracts, etc. But the idea is to offer the possibility for our crew members, for example, to work for a certain period of time in Europe or whatever the company needs their workforce. So this for the people who want to explore the world and explore a company which cares about its people. As Christina has mentioned, we pay for the return flights, we care about hotels, we pay for the transportation. So this is a world of opportunity. If you are eager to discover the world, that's the place for you to work.
Fantastic. And Jose Maria, you're working very closely with Avion Express's flight operations. What's your message to members of our audience who are watching, crew members and flight members of our audience who are watching? What's your message to them?
Yeah, I would like to again to highlight the possibility of progression and upgrades in our airline. The plan to grow the company is big, so you can come here, make a job, and I'm sure your career will boost for sure in Avion Express.
Fantastic. And Christina, you have the final word here.
Thank you, Michael. Well, what else to add? The colleagues mentioned most of the important points here, but from my side, so I would like to confirm that we are definitely an airline of opportunities. And if you want to belong to the diverse culture, diverse community, if you have the same values like trust, flexibility, and ownership, the values that we do, come and join us.
Fantastic. Well, Jose Maria, Christina, Esteban, and Marsha, thank you so much for your answers to the Q&A session, of course, and telling us more about what's in store for those that join Avion. And to reiterate your words, Christina, Avion Express is an airline of opportunities. Now,
Thank
a key
you.
component in the successful daily operation of an aircraft or airline is maintenance performed by base and line maintenance organizations. FL Technics is a global independent group providing full-scope aircraft maintenance, repair, and overhaul services with a team of over 2,000 professionals across its base and line maintenance network. Today, we'll take a look at FL Technics Wheels and Brakes, which provides tailored maintenance for aircraft wheels, brakes, and related components, including flexible service packages based on efficient flight cycle solutions. They have facilities in Germany, Hungary, and Lithuania, and they're planning to expand with a few more, opening up more opportunities within the company. So, joining us now to speak more on the company and its operations is Laura Januszka. She's the People and Culture Partner. So, Laura, over to you.
Thank you, Michael. Hello, everyone. I myself have been with FL Technics for just around 6 years now, and I'm currently supporting FL Technics Wheels and Brakes business, as well as its incredible team of talents. And I'm here to share why joining us is a fantastic opportunity. At FL Technics, we are not just about aviation expertise, we are about fostering growth, innovation, and teamwork. And if you're looking for a dynamic, forward thinking environment where you can thrive and make a real impact, this is a place to be. So I am really inviting everyone to consider joining our journey. Just a few notes on the business itself. So FL Technics Wheels and Brakes offers a comprehensive maintenance, repair, and overhaul services for aircraft wheels and brakes. With a state-of-the-art facilities and a highly skilled team, we deliver reliable, efficient, and timely solution to meet the demands of our global aviation clients. And we currently operate, as Michael, you mentioned, in Lithuania. We have a small shop in Vilnius. Just around 2 years, we opened a facility in Germany, in Hanover. Budapest facility in Hungary is just about to celebrate its first birthday, and we are now establishing a brand new facility in Italy. We are always seeking to onboard top professionals from within the aviation industry, offering competitive remuneration packages What is exclusive about Wheels and Brakes? We also train to become aviation experts from zero. When hiring for aviation-related roles, we look for candidates with a blend of technical expertise, problem-solving skills, and a strong commitment to safety and quality. And at FL Technics Wheels and Brakes, we are committed to fostering the growth and development of our employees, offering a diverse career paths that cater to both technical and leadership ambitions. Each our facility has pretty much same set of different professionals. So NDT technicians, component mechanics and certifying staff, logistics specialists, planning coordinators, and procurement specialists. When joining FL Technics Wheels and Brakes, you can start in either of these roles and end up in either of these roles, which is fantastic because the company is flexible and really cater for people's career aspirations as well. So if a person starts at a certain position, that does not mean that this is where the person will end up being in a certain amount of time. So I do believe this is a fantastic opportunity for those who are also looking who they want to be in aviation industry. And we help shape the path, and we talk to every person who do they see themselves being, and then we support them in every step of the way. I'm inviting really everyone to check our career page. We always have it live with the most recent and open positions, and we are always open to talk about various opportunities. So I'm really looking forward to speak to many of you in near future. Thank you, Michael.
Fantastic. Laura, thank you for sharing about FL Technics Wheels and Brakes, as well as some of those exciting expansion plans. Now, we're going to be taking questions again in our Q&A session. To members of our audience, just go to slido.com and use the event code #CareerExpo24. Now, Laura, to kick off our Q&A session here, you mentioned partially about training people right from the ground up, and this is quite valuable during a time where the industry is seeking to attract, train, as well as retain talent as well. What are some of the career opportunities that are available for recent graduates in FL Technics?
What is fantastic about the Wheels and Brakes business that we do is that you do not require a bachelor's or whichever diploma per se. All we look is really for ambition and teamwork. And of course, the person has to be keen on that type of work that they join to do. But for example, if you want to become a non-destructive testing technician, you do not have to go to college or university for that. So you join as a mechanic assistant, and then you shadow and watch how the already ready professionals do the job, and gradually you take on the experience, and you can join the training programs to acquire required training and gain the methods to become a certified inspector. So training is training in the workplace, in a sense that one thing you train from great professionals that are already in our company, and then we send you to trainings that most likely to do it on your own would be very costly, and without particular guidance a person may be lost in this process. So we guide them and support them in every step of the way to become professionals of whichever area they would want to be. Also, to become a certifying technician, what is different from, for example, base maintenance, to become a certifying technician in wheels and brakes environment, you do not have to gain 5 years experience on working in the production and then go through the 11, 12 modules and type trainings. There is a certain amount of experience you have to acquire while working, but then it's just a couple modules you have to do and get authorized within the company's procedures. So it's quite a faster road to become a certifying technician for components. And the fruits of that training are achieved quite faster. And I could go on and on about every of those positions, but I hope that kind of makes a point that you can come just with a will and a wish to become an aviation professional, and then we help you become one.
Fantastic. You spoke very briefly about some of the soft skills And let's just expand on that a little bit. What qualities or values, or shall I say attitudes, are you looking in potential candidates when you're hiring for roles, engineering roles within the company?
I suppose that the key thing in all aviation positions is compliance and safety focus. So we are looking for people who would find this as a crucial part of their personality and someone who would not look to take shortcuts in their work, because it is a super responsible job, and also someone who is able to adapt to very different situations, is flexible, also has is attentive to detail, and also has a proactive attitude, because only then a team can function at its best when everyone is super engaged and involved. And so someone determined to become a great professional, and someone really wanting to make aviation a safe place. These are the key skills, and also willingness to learn, because there's also a lot of a person's effort. We do give all the tools, literal tools and training tools and the environment to become someone really great, but then it's actual person's determination that helps to achieve those results. So it's a mix of those characteristics, apart from the actual technical expertise, that make a great professional in aviation.
Now, one of the aspects that was mentioned before is that you're also part of the FR Technics Group, which, as an MRO provider, has representative offices, hangars, and shop facilities all around the world. Now, what career growth paths are available to people currently in the company, people who want to join, and of course, across the wider FR Technics Group as well? Can you also share some success stories from your side?
The career opportunities are limitless. So also in FL Technics itself, or FL Technics Wheels and Brakes, or any other of the group companies, there are numerous examples how people started off in completely different positions, or really started with no experience and now have become super great professionals. I have quite a few examples from the FL Technics company, that a person who was simply a bike repair person, and now he is just few steps away to becoming a certifying engineer. Or a CV of we got a CV of the person who was bartending for quite a few years. He applied to being a mechanic. We gave it a shot, and we gave the person the benefit of the doubt, and now he's one of the best NDT technicians that we've had in the company. So that's related to the actual career growth. When it comes to moving across the company. So just one recent example, that we have an IT specialist who moved from our Kaunas facility to Canada, or we have head of sales now from Vilnius, now living and working in Bali. So we all mix around, and we always give priority to fill the positions from within, and then also that's the way to show that we are very open to and flexible to people finding the place where the most suitable themselves and where they wish to be. I think that's a really key to a long-term partnership between the employee and the employer.
Fantastic. Now, similar to the same topic that we're on now, and some of your facilities as well, and the different options that people might have. Obviously, you're looking to open the facility in Italy, but we have a question coming in here asking that: are you planning to open any facilities in any other locations outside Europe? So, Laura, to you with this one.
Well, the opportunities are really vast, and we are growing so fast that I am afraid I'm not even up to date what might be happening now in management meetings. So currently we have full focus on our Italian branch. We are sourcing the team and really working on establishing the facility to ensure smooth establishment and opening of it. However, I really encourage everyone to watch this space for our further news, where you will see a new dot of wheels and brakes on FL Technics map.
Fantastic. Now, Laura, you've spoken a lot about FR Technics Wheels and Brakes, your operations, expansion plans, as well as the culture within the company and your approach to training and development. In a few words, what makes FR Technics Wheels and Brakes stand out as an employer of choice in the industry?
We stand out as an employer of choice due to our commitment to innovation, employee development, and collaborative culture. We offer global opportunities and cutting edge technology and a supportive environment that encourages professional growth, making us a leader in the aviation MRO industry. And FL Technics Wheels and Brakes has just been operating for around 2 years. And this is the fantastic time to take the front seat and watch from very close where we will end up in just the next few years. So I myself believe it's a fantastic opportunity to be a part of. And I hope I translated this to everyone to take a leap. And you now see why FL Technics Wheels and Brakes is your next best career choice.
Fantastic. And maybe just even to take your words there from your presentation, join the best and the rest is flight. So Laura, thank you so much for your answers to a Q&A session, as well as giving us insight into FL Technics Wheels and Brakes and the opportunities that await those that join. Now, still on MRO, we will now dive into operations of FL Technics Canada. Again, FL Technics specializes in the delivery of base and line maintenance, parts and materials tradings, engines, APU and LG management, full aircraft engineering and design, technical training, and logistics. With over 2 decades of experience, the company has offices in Lithuania, Indonesia, and Thailand, including hangars and shop facilities in Lithuania, Indonesia, and the United Kingdom, and an extensive network of line maintenance support stations across Europe, Africa, Asia Pacific, and Canada. Joining us to speak more on FL Technics Canada is Stefan Junghans. He's the President and Chief Executive Officer, as well as Melissa Ortega. She's the HR recruiter, and they'll speak more on the opportunities that await you. So, Stefan, Melissa, over to you.
Michael, thank you very much for the introduction, and welcome everybody who is watching. So, we are a line maintenance provider as part of FL Technic across Canada. We operate from Halifax to Vancouver, doing line maintenance for different airlines around the globe and on all kind of aircraft. So the company was established 1991 with 4 old former mechanics and grew the business up to several bases across Canada, headquartered in Toronto. And so the company continued. It's not only held the Transport Canada approvals, we also hold EASA approval, we have Egypt approval and some others. And servicing more than 25 aircraft or carriers around the globe here in Canada. So we always in need to have experienced people, but we also in need for apprentices. We have our apprentices program because we have a very unique or different operation to some local airlines. We do not deal with 1 or 2 airplanes, so we have a widespread capability list of different aircrafts, and also our mechanics have multiple experience on different aircraft types and endorsements. So, to give you a bit more detailed, what we do is from the line maintenance perspective is it starts with regular transit checks. The aircraft comes in. We're doing all the inspection, what we have to carry out during a transit before the aircraft returns back to its next destination. So it can also be that you have unexpected events during a transit. So you have to change a tire, you have some other issues or impound snacks, what you have to figure out and rectify. And there is also strong communication between our engineers and the airline representative, as well as the maintenance control center from the airlines to fix these issues. So we are in very close cooperation with all the airlines to get the aircraft back in service in the best serviceable condition, and to keep every of our clients safe and also our clients' passengers safe to the destination they want to reach.
All right, let's go. So the scope of our operations, we did go over this a little bit in the previous presentation about FL as a global company. So we do have global operations, and here in Canada, we are the first North American FL station, which is so exciting for us, and we're so proud to be representing FL here in North America. And as a whole, FL has so many different types of services that they offer clients. So everything from base maintenance to engine, airframe, and materials, wheels and brakes, of course, as we just saw, technical training, and aerospace logistics. So there's so many different opportunities for people all over the world to join our company. And as we've also touched on, we do have line maintenance services in 50 plus stations worldwide. And one of the most exciting projects that we're working on is opening hangar in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. And we are set to start hiring technicians in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. We're just figuring out, how many and that sort of thing. But that's really, really exciting for us. We will also be sending a few of our own mechanics down there. And I hope that I get to be sent down there as well. I would love for that to be my office. So here in Canada, there's so much different kind of opportunities that you wouldn't really get at any other companies. And as you can see here, these are just a few of our clients. So working here, you would really get the opportunity to, try out different types of planes, interact with different types of aircrafts, learn the different regulations from all these different airlines. All right, so enough talk about work. You want to know what it's really like to be an employee here at FL Technics Canada. So here at our company, we are, as mentioned, we are a small company, a small operation here. It is a new operation. FL acquired the subsidiary just a couple years ago. So since we are small, you're never going to be just another number as you would in another bigger airline or another big company. You really have that person to person, face to face interaction, that human touch that you just really can't get at any other company. And you'll notice if when you start working here, we hope you choose us and you work here, that we're really down to earth. The people here are so friendly. Like, I was new to this company myself. I just joined in June. And so I was once in your shoes, looking, for a company to join. And I noticed right away that the people here were so friendly, so down to earth, so welcoming. And even though they had no idea who I was, they welcomed me with open arms and just made me feel like I was a part of the team. So that is really the heart of our company culture here. It's just that down to earth, willing to lend a helping hand to someone. And that's what I love so much about working here as well. But other than that, what are we offering our employees? So we have so many great programs for employees. We have our awesome, monthly team building events. We'll have like barbecues. I just launched this morning, Good Life Fitness, which is a gym here in Canada, a corporate discount program. So I just sent that to all our employees, and there were some people who are so excited about that. And we have Percopolis as well, which is another employee discount program, and so much more. We're always looking for new things to give to our employees because they deserve it, and for all their hard work. We have a amazing group retirement savings program. So what this is basically our company would match employee contributions to their retirement savings plan up to 4, 5, and 6% of their yearly salary. So that's just an amazing program, for employees to start saving up for retirement, because that's really, really important for people as well. And we have Flair flight privileges. So Flair is a Canadian airline, and they have let us use their travel privileges, and they fly all over North America. So you can go to Fort Lauderdale, Cancun, New York, all over Canada, and that is for the employee and their first grade family. So that's a really, really awesome perk of working here, and it's a great program, to travel and to see North America. We also have benefits as well, so group some health, dental, vision, and that's really important for employees and their families as well. And last but not least, we have our awesome golf tournament where this picture is from, and you can see me right here in the middle. And that was a really fun day. So that was for the employees, vendors, and also our clients as well. So that's always a really big event for us, and it's so much fun. And we really had a great time. With that event. So that's just a little bit of what you can expect if you join our team and what we have to offer our employees. And this is the most important page. So we don't want the party to end here. We want this to be a continuing relationship. We want to be in touch with you and have a conversation because, of course, we know everything about recruitment. It's not just you apply and that's it, and you either get the job or not. No, it should be a relationship. We should always just have that connection. So this is how you can stay connected with us. So this first QR code here, I believe it's the most, well, they're all important, but I would say it's the most important. So that's the FL Technics LinkedIn page. So on that page, you can see everything across the whole network, what we're up to, all our services, success stories, and all important news on FL Technics, and of course also our jobs as well. So our postings will be under that page if you go to jobs, and you can also put job alerts on as well, and set the filter to Toronto or Canada because we're hiring all over Canada, and you'll be able to see when we get a new posting and apply right away. And all of these other codes are for, this is for the local subsidiary page, the Right International one, and the website. And you can leave your resume here for today's event on that last code, and our email here for HR is here. So if you have any questions at all in the upcoming weeks, you wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, oh my god, I forgot, I just had a great question. I just remembered it now. You can email that email and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'm pretty quick with my responses to people. So that's about it for us for today. And we'll be so happy to answer any questions that you have. And I hope it was a great presentation for everyone.
Fantastic. Well, Seth and Melissa, it was a great presentation, definitely. And thank you for that vivid and also heartwarming overview of FR Technics Canada and the opportunities that await. So we're going to jump straight into the Q&A session. This is our final Q&A session for members of the audience. And you want to ask your question, go to slido.com, use the event code #CareerExpo24, and we will get to your question. Now, Melissa, for the first one here, which I guess is more of a continuation of your last slide, where you're showing us the different channels that people can get in touch with you, can you share more information on the application process and some key dates for candidates who are interested in joining FR Technics Canada?
For sure. That's a great question. Very valid question. So, as I mentioned, the FL Technics page has the careers, like the job postings page. So, anytime we post, it will be on under that page. So, if you go on that page and you'll be able to see our postings on there, you would apply. I would review, and if you meet the qualifications for the role, then I would reach out, ask a couple of questions. Usually it's a phone, like a phone call screening. Just ask basic preliminary questions, and then from there, if you are a good fit, then you would have an interview in person with myself and the hiring manager. And then from there, we would evaluate the candidate on their qualifications, if they would be a good fit for the role. And if so, we would proceed to extend an offer for that position.
Fantastic. Now, Stefan, a very interesting point here. In your presentation, or in the presentation, there is that line about the annual golf tournament within FL Technics Canada, and I know that you're an avid golfer as well. So what is the minimum requirement for, let's say, a new entry candidate or an experienced engineer who wants to join the company? What's the minimum handicap that they need to have?
So usually, if you go about international rules, it starts with 54. But we don't have some restrictions or whatever that we don't hire you if you don't play golf. So yeah, so we've as usually North America, and we have actually some of our guys they played golf in college but on semi-professional base. They are pretty good. The reason for the tournament is that we bring together our employees, our clients, our supplier on one day in a very comfy atmosphere on a golf course, and so our employees dealing with the station managers from the airlines, and we have suppliers supplying us with oil, with tooling, with all kind of consumables we need for our daily operation, and to bring everyone together on a very familiar and comfy atmosphere. We invented this golf tournament. So. Yeah, it's a pretty good event. We're growing every year, and it's everyone is asking about the next year's event. So, but not only the golf tournament, we also, as Melissa said earlier, we are a small team and very familiar, and we have next month we have Pie Day, so everyone brings self-made cakes, pie, biscuits, whatever in the office. We also invited our clients to join us. We have some other events for employees where we also invite our airline clients to join us, so that it's not just that you come in and doing your job and then you leave. So we have events after work where we have different challenges with bowling, with karting, um, canoeing. So everything what we some outdoor activities. In winter we will go more into the indoor activities. So this is that the team comes together, and not only as co-workers on the ramp, so also in their time off. We have guys when we have events for team building company internal, that they are on the days off and joining us. So this is also that they use their free time and coming to connect with their coworkers for some events.
Fantastic. And Stefan, still on the topic of people joining the company, what qualities and skills are you particularly looking for? Even entry level candidates or senior candidates, and how best they can support the company's growth. So, what qualities are you looking for when you're considering onboarding candidates into the company?
So we have an apprentice program. So we also hire apprentices out of the college. We have all kinds. So you can come with 3 endorsement with 20 years experience. You can come with no experience, just fresh out of the college and joining our apprentice program. Because where if you have a AME with 10, 15 years of experience. He started as an apprentice. I started as an apprentice years, decades away. So this is that if you do not take also young, unexperienced people on hand and mentoring them and route them through the process to become an AME and licensed AME, and then getting his endorsements and grow. So there is a good mixture of young people with just fresh out of the college to older AMEs working together and transferring knowledge and experience.
Fantastic. Now, Melissa, I'm going to come back to you where now today FL Technics Canada is a very tight-knit team, and both of you shared about the different examples of how you all come together and share that culture within the company. Melissa, can you share for us some of examples of employee success stories or career advancements within FL Technics Canada?
For sure. So we have so many of these stories. So I'll just choose one just for the sake of time, but I'll just let you know that we have so many. I've heard so many just from over the years of people who have really grown their career, have gotten that experience. We gave them a chance when no one else would, and they were able to grow and learn and grow in their careers aircraft maintenance technician, or whatever it may be. But today I'll just share one that this employee was able to share with me. So this is one of our AMEs, licensed AMEs, who started off as a ramp agent at an airline here in Canada, and he got an apprenticeship opportunity with us in 2018 and achieved his license in 2022. And now he is a senior aircraft maintenance engineer on our team. And when I was speaking to him, I asked him what was FL's role in your journey going from apprentice to licensed mechanic, who knows everything about aircrafts. And he said, the team here is they really care about each other, and they actually have time to show you things, and to help you learn and to help you grow. And I'll just leave it at that. But that was really good for me to hear. I really hope that it's a benefit to you. And as I said, there's so many examples of people we've had who started as apprentices and now have every endorsement that you can think of.
Fantastic. Now, Stefan, I want to come back to one of the points that was raised in your presentation, where you do have international clientele coming from all over the world, be it North America, Europe, and Africa. And you're also part of, the FR Technics Group as well, with wider operations globally. What are some of the opportunities for employees to work on international projects within FR Technics Canada?
So we had actually, as we heard a bit earlier also, that we have one employee just joined us from Lithuania. So our IT expert at Wright International just joined us. So that was a company internal transfer. So we had the demand, and he was interested in to join our team in Canada. So we made all the efforts to bring him into the country and give him a warm welcome in Canada. So the same is that we have sometimes requests from other stations or for special endorsement or certification, that we also can move people from us to from Canada to other stations in Europe or somewhere else in the world. So there is the good thing on the network is, like if you're in the hospitality or hotel business, it's the same, that you can join different locations, and this is the same here. If we have a demand and there is another station where we can where someone is willing to move over, so we will make this happen with a company internal transfer and to join our team. So we are constantly growing. In that case, everyone from other parts of FL Technic or around the world is welcome.
Fantastic. And maybe, Stefan, you can just give us a bit more insight here into the company's safety culture. What are some of the measures that you take to ensure employee safety?
So we have as mandatory as a safety committee. So there is a team of employees from all kinds, from the office to stores to the ramp mechanics, that they join together once a month and see what if there are some hazards identified or if there is anything where we have to improve. It starts from like a fire drill to first aid kits to a fire extinguisher, vehicle safety, some concerns maybe with other companies on the ramp, what they address to us. So safety is the highest priority in aviation. Sometimes you have to adjust procedures because there are some impact from outside at the airport with some changes where you always have to make adjustments, and this is the importance of this committee meeting once a month to identify some situations, to address this to us, that we can change policies, that we can do some countermeasure against it. But at the end of the day, we have to deliver high-end service to our clients to keep them flying and safe flying.
Fantastic. Now, both of you shared quite a vivid overview of FL Technics Canada, your operations, and the company culture as well within your tight-knit team. What closing statement or advice would you have for individuals who are interested in pursuing a career in aviation, or seasoned professionals who want to who want to maybe change their role in aviation, and why is FL Technics Canada the place for them to come to? So, Melissa, let's start off with you for this one.
Sure, thank you. I love this question. It's a great question. So, for individuals looking to start a career in aviation or make a change to another new, different, area of aviation that they don't really have much experience in, I would first say to someone like this, firstly, do your research, make sure there's so much information out there just on the internet itself. Even if you go on like TikTok, there's people sharing, their experiences working in that role. So you can get a firsthand account of this role and see if it's really the role that you want to work in. So I would definitely start there. And then depending on the role, you might have to go to school for it. You might not. I used to hire flight attendants here in Canada for a really, really big airline in Canada. And you actually didn't need a program. You just needed some customer service experience. But however, now I recruit for aircraft engineers, and you do need to have some sort of college program diploma and also that apprenticeship as well. So just depending on the requirements, I would definitely suggest, you take the necessary steps depending on what the actual role is in aviation. And I would also definitely recommend networking. I think networking has just become kind of like a buzzword that people hear, and they're kind of like, oh, well, I don't want to, ask strangers for favors and things, but it's really more than that. It's building your relationships with other professionals in that area, asking questions, taking time to ask them about, what it's really like to be in that profession, in that aviation, wherever that may be, sector. Ask them, not necessarily, are you guys hiring? Can you hire me? I mean, you can, but asking them about any tips that they have, any advice, anything like that. I think it's so valuable. And then, last but not least, I would always say to people, believe that it's possible for you if you really, really are passionate about a career in aviation. That it is possible for you, no matter where you come from, what your background is, what your family's income level is. It's always possible for you. And if you put enough dedication and hard work, then you will be in that aviation role that you are dreaming of. So I'll leave it at that for my answer. And yeah, wishing the best of luck to all of you out there.
And Stefan, your final word, advice to individuals looking to enter aviation or join FL Technics Canada, and why people should join the company. To you with the last one.
So aviation is not just a job; it's a passion. If you're into technique, if you're into airplanes, and if you like working on airplanes, or a good friend of mine, he works at Airbus. He said, if you walk with five people and you hear some aircraft noise, and you have three people turning their heads, so they are very interested in this business. So yeah, FL Technic, as we mentioned in Canada, we are a small family team. We have all the opportunities. Our operation is a bit unique and different to an airline operation. So our employees usually have deal with five, six different airline clients a day. And if you work for an airline, you always have the same airplane, the same type of airplanes, and we deal with different airlines. There are different crews, so we have if you deal with crews from Mexico, if you deal with crews from Portugal or from Iceland. So if you are very into talking with different people, with different airline, and have multiple endorsement on different aircraft types, then we are the place to be.
Fantastic. Well, Stefan, Melissa, thank you so much for your answers to the Q&A session, and giving people that introduction and overview into FL Technics Canada, the growth opportunities that people can have in the company. And that brings us to the end of our event today. As we draw the curtains on this event, I want to take a moment to express our deepest gratitude to all our viewers who joined us today. Thank you to each and every one of you for being part of this Career Expo hosted by Avia Solutions Group. A special thanks goes out to our esteemed speakers who joined us from Chapman Freeborn, Avion Express and Avion Express Brazil, FL Technics Wheels and Brakes, and FL Technics Canada, who share their insight into their companies and the actions that you, the viewers, can take towards the next steps of your careers in aviation. If you'd like to know more or get in contact with any of the speakers or companies they represented, please get in touch with us at info@aviasg.com, or you can visit our website at career.aviasg.com to find out more. You'll also get an email after the event with more information that you can follow up on to begin your career steps with Avia Solutions Group and within aviation. Once again, thank you for joining us for this Career Expo. And until we meet again, take care, stay inspired. Thank you and goodbye.